Good, Steve, man. Good to be here.
How is it over there at Parkway?
Man, it is just honestly, it's busy, it's fun, it's energetic, man. It's just the place is full of, customers and people that are super happy to be a part of the club that we have going on here. It's awesome to see. I've been doing this for a long time, more than almost a couple decades now. So I have a pretty good sample size and all over the country and seen some gyms around the world too. And honestly, man, I feel like this one here has the culture that creates people's, health in a good, positive, happy way. And the club is great, man. It's crushing it.
Yeah, it's a fun place. I was up there yesterday. It's a fun gym. So lots of gyms are all across the country. I like to go into gyms. They're just fun, positive places. So
Yep.
let's talk about small muscle groups. So a small muscle group would be biceps, triceps, mainly. And how do you train them? Maybe you're doing a push pull workout, you're doing a pull workout, so you're going to work your biceps after your um, lats. But how would you say they're different, or are they different? Are you going to load the biceps different than you're going to load your quads? So, what's your thoughts on that?
So the first thing I want to put out there, and this is my belief in a lot of training process. You have to have, enough experience with your body in training ways to know kind of what it needs. So that's the first thing I kind of want to explain if people, are reading things and looking at programs or protocol and using it and maybe not feeling or seeing what they should. So you got to kind of take, that approach to the body parts and the muscle groups that you're working. But that being said, like the normal approach or the applied approach that I would do for clients and even myself mostly is a little less, sets probably. So instead of, for example, 3 to 4 exercises for large muscle groups and 3 to 4 sets is pretty standard protocol for the larger muscle groups. I'd probably do 2 different, lifts or movements for the small group. And then I would do 2 or 3 sets for those 2 different movements that I do. And especially if it's on a day where you're doing, like you said, let's say you're doing a pull day and you're working your back, and that's a common one, back and biceps, right? Pretty much like standard program that is handed out, back bicep, chest tricep, maybe legs with shoulders and core, something like that. But anyhow, with back and bicep, I'm going to do less for biceps on those days, knowing that they're working when I'm engaging my back into the different movements and lifts that I'm doing. And so I don't feel a need to overly break them down, because again, overtraining is, basically, the killer to people getting results, putting in all this effort. So, yeah, so I mean those two things. So just don't overtrain them. Less sets, less reps is kind of the protocol.
Do you think it's easier, in your opinion, do you think it's easier to overtrain, say, biceps as opposed to your quads or your chest? Do you think it's easier to overtrain, a small muscle group like biceps?
Yeah, yeah, and that's the approach that most pros and people that actually have time in and sample size with lots of clients, like someone like myself. I know that these groups are being engaged and used so much, right? So, I'm having a person do, even a leg day, let's say, right? And I'm having them hold dumbbells and I'm having them, hoist up barbells in different places. That's all work into these muscle groups. And so sometimes people don't take account, on programs for the ability that the body has to activate other muscle groups, secondaries and stabilizers. And so, yeah, most of these small groups are secondaries, is kind of they're put into programming. So, yeah, they're easier to overtrain, and I think oftentimes are overtrained. And that's why people are doing, so many lifts for biceps and triceps, and especially people that are trying to get size on, and they're looking at their arms and wondering, well, why are they getting smaller? These other groups are working and growing. I'm training, these other groups effectively too. My bi tri as example, they're getting smaller and weaker. Well, that's probably if that's happening, pretty good sign that you're overtraining.
Yeah. So everyone, if you're overtraining any body part, you're going to stop your progress or potentially even reverse it. So make sure you're connected with your body, getting the right intensity level and the right number of sets and reps, especially for you. So as always, Jesse, thanks for your input, and we'll see you next time.